Hey guys, it's Archon. Welcome to Inferno Friday. Today I just want to talk about the recent interview with some of the Diablo 3 devs, as well as a few other things that are going on. And then, of course, we'll do our 50 million gold giveaway. So, 2 days ago, Twizcast did a 1 hour interview with Josh Mosquera, Wyatt Chang, and Travis Day about the recent going ons of Diablo 3. And I thought it was alright. It was interesting. I listened to the 1 hour interview. It was held on Twitch. Now, not surprisingly, a lot of viewers were hoping that they would reveal some things, that they'd make some big announcements about Diablo 3, but I think a lot of us understand that they can't do that, at least not in this kind of setting. And the reasoning is because Blizzard only has a finite number of things that they can announce, and they want to announce it in a certain way for a lot of reasons. And a live stream or a podcast just isn't the best way to make an announcement. However, I do think it's really cool that they're doing these interviews. They've done this one, they're also doing one with Diablo fans. It seems like they're just making the rounds and really trying to get in touch with the community and let people know how they're thinking and what's going on inside their brains. Anytime we go a while without hearing from the developers, gamers start to demand that they tell us what's going on, tell us what you're working on. We want to know. We haven't heard anything for a while, and I think that's fair criticism. We want to be in touch with the developers, and recently, since they've told us they're not working on a current patch, it looks like they're putting all the work on long-term changes, big patches, or maybe even the expansion. We haven't been hearing much, and so players have been demanding a lot more. And then when the devs actually sit down and talk with us, players get upset that they don't announce anything new. And that's probably because they don't have anything to announce. And I think there's two reasons for that. One is they might have some features that they're thinking about adding to the game, and they've been talking about maybe even designing already, but they don't know for sure if it's going to make it to the game. If they're thinking, hey, maybe we'll add the Paladin, they can't tell us they might add the Paladin, because if 3 months down the road they figure out it's not going to fit in the game well and they come back and say, actually, we're not adding the Paladin, they're just going to have tons of rage from the community. It doesn't do anything. It's much better to wait until they know they're going to add the feature. But then sometimes, even when they know they're going to add a feature, they want to save it for a big announcement. Just being a big company like Blizzard, it's pretty standard across all big companies like this. If they have an expansion coming up, they're going to wait until they announce the expansion to give us all the big features of the expansion, because it makes it sound more exciting. It just makes for a bigger announcement. It's going to make them more money, and it's going to make us more excited about the expansion coming out. So they can't announce those kind of things on a live stream. However, you shouldn't look at it as they're either announcing things or they're not announcing things. Look at it as they're talking to us or they're not talking to us. I think it's a good thing that they're actually sitting down and talking to the community, even when they don't have things to announce. And I think you can learn a lot, even though they're not giving us direct features like this will be in the game. You can learn a lot just by listening how they think about the game. And especially Wyatt Chang and Travis Day are just really honest about what they like about the game, what they don't like about the game, kind of things they're leaning towards, kind of things they're leaning away from. And it's just, I think it's really insightful. So I love listening to these kind of interviews. They do sound a little repetitive because they only have a limited amount of information. But if you haven't listened to one yet, I definitely recommend checking this one out. I did notice one thing about Josh Mosquera. This is the first time I really heard a long live interview with Josh Mosquera, and I'll say he does sound like a really nice guy. I don't know enough about him to say what I think of him as a game director. I don't know if any of us do, but I have high hopes for him. But he does remind me a little bit of the early days of Diablo 3. I don't know if it was because of Jay Wilson or if it was just a different mindset back right when Diablo 3 came out, but I remember they were much more defensive of the game. When Diablo 3 first came out, a lot of players were upset about some of the features or lack of features, and of course, a lot of those players are still upset today. But Diablo's response has changed dramatically, in my opinion. When people used to complain, the response was always on the defense. It was very much, okay, but Diablo has a lot of good things going for it. We're happy with the state of the game right now. Look at all the cool things about Diablo. Your issues aren't that big of a deal. Really, Diablo is still a really great game, and it's easy to see how that would seem like the best response. It's a very PR response. Let's just talk about the game, how we believe in it, how great we think it is, and then other people will think it's great too. But what it felt like to us players is they're not listening to us, or that they don't agree with us. And if they don't agree that the game isn't in a state it should be in, then what hope is there that it's going to get better? And then over time, it really seemed like they changed their tune. And maybe 6 months after the game came out, they started saying, we're really not happy with this feature. We agree with you guys. This is broken. It needs to be fixed. And we, at least me, felt a lot more connected to the devs. It felt like they were sympathetic for us, and I got a lot more hope that things were going to get fixed. But Josh Mosquera reminds me a lot of right when Diablo 3 came out. He was very political, very defensive of the game. Anytime criticism would get mentioned, he would be like, yes, but look at the really cool things about Diablo. It's such an amazing game. You just have this visceral feel. I mean, just really hyping up the game, which is great, and maybe that's what he should be doing. I don't know enough about it. Maybe as a game director, he needs to be the PR guy that has 100% confidence in the game and doesn't see anything wrong with it. But personally, I relate a lot more to Wyatt Chang and Travis Day, who sympathize with us, who admit, yes, this part of the game sucks. We need to change that. Like, when I hear that, I'm like, yes, thank God. They also think it sucks. Something's going to get done. They feel the way I feel, and I want to see what they're going to do with this game. So I hope that changes with Josh Mosquera. I hope it's just a time thing where you get used to feedback and how you should be responding to it, but we'll see. Overall, interview was interesting. Check it out. There's a few other things going on this week. There's going to be an interview with Diablo fans, like I said. Actually, it was yesterday, according to this post on Diablo fans, but we haven't heard anything about it yet. I'm guessing it's going to be in article format, but I don't know. It said Thursday morning, so that was yesterday. Excited to see that. I think Diablo fans will do a really good job with an interview. Don't know for sure, but I feel like they would. Diablo fans also released a link to Wyatt Chang's GDC talk. So this is a talk that Wyatt Chang gave to a group of developers, and he uses Diablo 3 as an example of the iteration process. He shows a lot of cool things like animations and skill priorities and just different developer things. It's not really the kind of things that you talk with the players about. It's not like new features coming to D3 or what they're thinking about adding. It's just the development process. But I think it's really interesting. I like that kind of stuff, but I'm kind of into game development. And then the last thing I wanted to share with you guys before we do our 50 million gold giveaway is that you can now pre-order the console version, Diablo 3 on PS3 and Xbox. They made this cool page on their Facebook, and they have a video. I thought the video was pretty cool, and when you mouse over it, those guys go down, which I thought was pretty cool. The only thing I didn't get about the video is it's all single player. The tooltip for the video right here shows 4 players, but no, only single player content on the video, although it was really exciting. Not sure why they didn't add some multiplayer on there too. But if you're thinking about pre-ordering the console version, I think I might. I'm going back and forth. I definitely want to play it at least once on stream just to see what it's like and to share it with you guys, but I might see if my brother's going to buy it or another friend's going to buy it because I don't think I'll be playing it that much. Real quick, coming up on the live stream today, I plan on playing Don't Starve and then Cube World with Ramers. Tomorrow, which is Saturday, I'm going to beat the entire Heart of the Swarm campaign as long as I can get it done in about 8 hours. And then coming up July 20th and 21st, there's going to be a farming competition between EU and US on Twitch, and it's all for charity, so I'm really excited about that. And links to all these things, everything I talked about in the video, are in the description below. Let's go ahead and wrap up with our 50 million gold giveaway. Every week we pick one random comment below, and that person wins 50 million gold on Diablo, EU or US. So as long as you're leaving a comment, you can say whatever you like, give some criticism about the video, give me your feedback. You're entered to win 50 mil. And last week's winner was Jube Gante. He says, I need gold. Well, you're in luck, Jube Gante. I got 50 million gold for you. If you win on the channel, all you need to do is come on over to Twitch, contact me either in the chat or through a message. I'll have you prove it's you on YouTube, and then I'll get you the gold as soon as I can. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Please hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed it, and I'll have another one for you soon.